So this story took place when I was 12 years old, and I'm currently 25 now, and this is probably the most terrifying experience that I've ever had. It was the summer of 2010 on a Saturday, and the weather was great. I grew up with one older sister and one older brother, so I'm the youngest of three kids. My mum and dad always worked except for Sundays, so I mostly played with my siblings. We lived in a row home in Philly, and the neighborhood isn't really that bad. I say out of the 20 years I've been living here, 3 occurrences happened, including this incident. Me and my siblings was ready to leave the house to go to walk to the park, which was only 5 minutes walk. As we are preparing to get ready, we hear a knock on the door. Now, our parents told us to never open the door to unexpected guests and to always check the cameras. We go to the living room very quietly to not make any noise at all, and we go to the cameras to check the cameras, and we see the old neighbor. For some background on this man, he was around 60 years old, and he would have this strange habit of only going outside at night. There was this one night when our family came back from a wedding party, and he came out of his house with heavy, large black trash bags that would be filled with God knows whatever was in it. He seen us, and he quickly threw it out, and this man ran back into his house, slammed the door shut, and locked his doors. Our family was freaked out and was curious why he did that. Back to the cameras. We checked the cameras and we see the same man knocking on our dorm. We were surprised it was him because this guy only came out at night. As we are looking at the cameras, waiting for him to leave, my brother notices that he was something in his left hand. After 5 long minutes of him just knocking on the door, he turns around and he's holding a pair of kitchen scissors. We couldn't see what he was holding at first because he was holding it on his left hand. But assuming that we're not home, he turns back around and goes back into his home. My sister and brother was in shock and told me to be extremely quiet around the house. My sister calls the police quietly so the man doesn't hear us talking to the police because we lived in a row home, so noises can be heard if we spoke loudly. She tells the police what's happening, and the police gets to the house in 5 minutes. We hear a knock on the door. We check the cameras and it was 4 police officers, 2 in front of the man's door and 2 at our door. We open the door, letting the 2 police officers in, making sure we are safe. We hear the other 2 cops are knocking on the door with guns drawn, yelling, "Police, open the door with your hands up." We didn't see what happened, we deaf heard what was going on. We hear the man's door open and the 2 officers tells the man that he's under arrest. They arrest the man and takes him to the police car. The 2 officers that was with us goes with one of the officers that arrested the man to go check his home to find anything that is dangerous. My siblings and I go straight to our door, and the officers takes out 6 large trash bags that absolutely stunk of rotten meat and blood that is slowly coming out from the bottom of the bags. We called our parents and they came straight from work to see what was going on. Honestly, I don't remember much after that, but when I was 16 years old, my parents me what was in those bags. It wasn't just meat, but it was human body parts. I was in utter complete shock. I didn't know how to react. If we opened that door, we could have been the next victims.